why does the delay of marriage happen? Please focus on this, because if we understand the causes, we can look at solutions. Yes? Why is it that we see a rise of our sisters specifically and some of our brothers who are in their 30s and their 40s and they're not married? I asked a number of people, including experts, including people online, and I received comments from more than 250 people. So what I'm about to discuss in 10 points, the reasons why spinsterhood, as they say, or people remain single later on in their life, is summarized in the following, in the following 10 points. Number one, you might think it's because some of our sisters are too fussy or picky. I've heard this conversation take place. That why some of them are not married, they're 38, 39, 36, because they rejected some of the brothers when they were 25 and 24, isn't it? This is a common reason given. However, this may not actually reflect reality as such. In the idea that many of our sisters want to get married, they want to complete half of their faith, they want to enter into this blessed relationship that the Holy Prophet of Islam says, whomsoever wants to Allah, meet Allah in the state of purity, فَلْيَأْتِهِ مُتَزَوِّجًا. They should meet Allah in the state of marriage. They want to. But unfortunately, sometimes what happens is they're either put off or they are under stress, yes, and pressure. So one of the reasons presented is that they delay because there is negativity. They delay because it is not necessarily something that's presented to them in the right way. And they say, I'm not emotionally ready to get married. It's not the right time for me to get married. And therefore, they wait when they're older. Number two, very importantly, a reason that was mentioned often is careers, education. People often say, the reason why I want to get married later is because I want to work. I've studied at university. I've gained a degree. Therefore, I want to be out there. I want to practice what I have gained as far as knowledge. If I get married, my husband will not let me work, will not let me continue my education. Therefore, some of our sisters are delaying marriage because of job opportunities and because of education. Number three, family pressure, cultural connotations. What do we mean? Sometimes parents have certain expectations. I want you to get married with this background. I want you to get married to a person with these kind of qualities. And therefore, some of our sisters and brothers at the same time are under pressure from their parents to only find from a particular culture or only find from a particular background. Question: if somebody does not marry from their own culture, does that make it okay? Not necessarily. But it is sometimes useful to marry from the same culture because it lessens the difficulties and the challenges that might be faced in marriage. But it doesn't mean that in a society that's intracultural today, we shouldn't stand against intracultural marriages. But it has to come with patience. The recognition that sometimes some traits, some behaviors, some practices could be different, even within the school of Ahl al-Bayt. Number four, of great importance, there are those who cited the reason why they delay marriage, and that is the Bollywood Syndrome. You know what that is? That is when the husband wants a perfect wife and the wife wants the perfect husband. When they have high expectations because of soap operas, because of movies, yes? And therefore they keep delaying marriage because the people coming and the opportunities before them are not good enough in their eyes. So they're constantly raising the bar and expecting more and more. That is certainly one unfortunate way. Number five, to do with men. The fifth reason presented why people are remaining single as far as sisters are concerned is what? Is some of our brothers are not interested in educated sisters. This is a painful conversation. You may disagree. But there is a widespread opinion out there that this is a common problem. That they do not want to be with an individual who may be more educated and has a better position or a better job in society. They want themselves to be in that position. Number one. Number two, some of our brothers are not interested in ladies who are in their 30s. and our 40s. If they're 30s, they want to take those who are in their 20s. They say that is our general preference. That is what is perhaps causing. This doesn't mean it's a problem. It's preferences. Yes? I'm talking about causes of why people are not married in their 30s or 40s. This is one of them. A third reason is that some of our brothers are looking for wives, whereas the wives are looking for companions. What do we mean? That when it comes to understanding what marriage is all about, some of the men are not in the position to appreciate that a marital relationship is not only one that is the fulfillment of physical pleasures, but rather companionship, rather the expression of what? Of compassion between each other, working to make each other great, supporting each other to gain excellence in this world and akhirah. The objective behind marriage is being misunderstood by some of our brothers. The sixth reason why this is happening in society, in order for this to be an academic discussion, is because some of our sisters particularly are influenced by Western culture and the movement that is influencing their thoughts and actions, and that is the extreme feminist movement. That everything has to be confined or in accordance with what they say. And therefore, they tell them, don't worry, enjoy life, travel, do all your activities. When the right time comes, get married. Don't rush into it. You have all your life ahead of you. Don't let others determine your future. Be free. Be empowered, they tell them. And so they get influenced by that. And they think it's okay that I'll delay for unnecessary reasons just because I want to tour the world. I want to just do all my necessary activities. And when I'm later ready, I will then begin to think about marriage. Number 7 is genuinely there is a problem that people find in terms of locating a suitable spouse in marriage. They say, where do I look for? Is it online? Or should I ask parents? Or should I ask friends? Systems do not exist to facilitate marriage for our boys and girls. So they struggle. They say, you know what? I live in a city by myself. There is no community there. And even within my community, I can't find a suitable spouse. Therefore, there is no one to turn to. There is no organization. There is no systems in place that I can, what? Utilize to find a right partner. Number 8, there are rising costs. When it comes to nikah ceremonies, when it comes to reception, when it comes to expectations, mahar, dowries, yes? I tell you, I have been involved, or at least been asked to perform nikah of certain couples where I stand in bewilderment when they tell me what their dowry is. Some of them 14 kilos of gold, 14 ma'sumi, 124,000 pounds, 124,000 profits. Yes? 5 bags of gold, 5 ashab al-kisa. Subhanallah, we like to bring dunya and somehow justify it with the ma'sumi. Yes? Because we think it's okay. It's okay to say 124,000 pounds. Maulana, don't you know there are 124,000 profits? Thank you very much. I do know, but there is a problem with your mahar. Yes? In the recognition that there are some high prices, and mahar is not a price for a lady. It's a gesture of love. It's a gesture of demonstrating commitment. It doesn't mean that it should be so excessive. And likewise, costs and expectations that sadly we see. Yes? Number 9, the recognition that some men and women do not know what is expected from a husband and wife Islamically. What are my rights and my responsibilities? Therefore, they are worried. I get into a marriage and I don't know what I am supposed to be expecting. Is she supposed to, for example, wash the dishes? Am I allowed to leave the house without my husband's permission? Because of the lack of knowledge of what Islam says, in as far as the minimal rights and responsibilities, sometimes this becomes a matter of confusion. And finally, the last reason, number 10, is other factors. Like, for example, there may be an older sister in the family and she needs to get married first. Or sometimes there are ladies who are the breadwinners in the house for their parents. And if they go to get married, then there's no one to look after their parents.